your boy young love, I give him that thing. Control.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are tuning in today. In Australia, it's 25th of July 2022, and it's still evening hours on Sundays in East Africa and South Sudan. We welcome our guest of honor tonight, today, General Stephen Buay. With us in the studio with our comrade as well, Joseph Makweri and General Secretary of Lagos State Media, Majok Makur. We will be heading you to this show today to the things that we will be discussing. I'm quite sure all of us we're gonna be here to listen to General. Would give the floor to Secretary General Majok Makur to introduce our guest.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairman Isaac Tieng. To all Lagos State media viewers across the globe, we are privileged and honored to welcome you to this interview. And in the studio with us, as you heard from my chairman, is General Stephen Buay, Rolnyang. He's here to talk to South Sudanese and also to give us information on what transpired the night of Thursday to Friday in Unity State, especially in Mayom County. And also in the studio with us, we have one of our guests, Joseph Makweri, the chairperson of Triple P, and each one of them will be given 2 minutes each to introduce his party and his movement. And here allowed me to welcome Gerald Stephen Buay, Rolnyang, to give us his remark. Then we'll move to Joseph Nyet. Gerald, you're highly welcome.
Unmute your microphone. Thank you. Unmute your microphone.
Unmute yourself, Gerald. Gerald?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah.
You can hear there are two.
There is echo.
We can hear you.
There is too much echo. I don't know why.
Our two devices are open at the same time. That's why it has echo. You need to close one of the devices or put it far away. Okay.
Yeah, sorry to our viewers.
Go ahead, General. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank
You
you
can
very
go
much.
ahead.
Thank you very much, Lagos State Media, for welcoming me for this important interview. This me is General Stephen Buay Rolnyang, the Chairman and Commander-in-Chief of the South Sudan People Movement, South Sudan People Army. So I'm privileged to be with you here today. Thank you very much for welcoming me.
Thank you so much, Gerald. Joseph Nyes, Joseph Mokwerinyet, you can unmute yourself and introduce and give your opening remark.
Yes, thank you, the Lagos State Media representative. I know all of you. Gerald Boy, I think, is the only one which is new today, as you have mentioned it earlier. My name is Joseph Mokwerinyet. I'm the chairperson of Patriotic People Party, the Triple P, and also we are together with Gerald Boy in our ally, the South Sudan Democratic Alliance. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Joseph Mokwerinyet and Gerald Stephen Boy. The first question, Gerald, all South Sudanese were so surprised with the recent attack, and we saw your declaration statement. Kindly, can you tell South Sudanese your movement, the vision and missions of your movements, and why did you form it? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We formed South Sudan People Movement and South Sudan People Army last year when we pulled out from the South Sudan United Front under General Paul Malong Awan. The reason that made us to pull out from Paul Malong Awan was because South Sudan United Front was in negotiation with the government, with the regime, in a possible attempt to return to the country to work with the government. I was nominated by the chairman and commander-in-chief of South Sudan United Front to attend Rome peace talk. I declined to go because I didn't know what I should go and say or what I should negotiate with the government, because I just came from there only 1 month, and then I should not be told to go. Then we had differences of that one. We pull out. Other colleagues and I pull out from South Sudan United Front and form South Sudan People Movement with the aim to fight for a regime change. In short, our vision is democratic governance, democratic system of governance of governance in the Republic of South Sudan. We want to have a good system in the country, and we are fighting. Our mission is fighting for regime change. We want to change the regime, install a democratic system of governance that allow our people to choose their leaders in free and fair elections without any problem of being victimized or intimidated. So that is our vision and mission. We are fighting for the regime change.
Thank you so much, General, for that. Your party or your movement is South Sudan People Movement and South Sudan People's Army.
Exactly.
Thank you. According to your statement, General, You said your aim is to uproot the current regime in order to install democratic regime in the country. Basically, according to that statement, why did you launch this movement at this current time? And you know it very well, General, South Sudan now is on a paradoxical stage. People are trying to transit from the national government of unity to the democratic government. Basically, according to the agreement, and all of us, we are aware, the current regime is now trying to prepare so that we have election next year. Why? What is it that made you uncomfortable to come up with this movement? Thank you.
Thank you very much. This movement was formed last year, as I said before. The movement was formed last year. It was not formed yesterday. It was formed last year, 2021. It was a continuation of the struggle against the regime. Because as you said before about peace, there is no peace in the country. What is there is a game playing. There's no peace in the country, because now you know when the peace was signed in 2015 and again 2018, this peace up to now there is nothing has been implemented. It is still as it was. It is because people are tired of fighting. There is nothing that is stopping fighting up to now. So the peace in the country is not workable. It's not working. So you cannot waste your time to wait and say there is something possible that will come out from this peace. It is just President Kiir and his Vice President Riek Machar just want to remain in power in the name of that peace, because they always like to extend their life, extend their leadership through transitional government, through peace. If there is no peace now, they will not be there, because it is because of peace, and they are even talking about extending it to another 5 years so that they remain until they get all in that position, for the rest of their life. So they should not deceive us into that. We, the people of South Sudan, we have to think and we have to act now, because if you wait for that peace will not bring anything. Because the peace is for Salva Kiir and Riek Machar. It is not the peace for the people of South Sudan. Because people of South Sudan are not enjoying that peace. They are not enjoying that peace. They are still suffering up to now. There are a lot of fighting everywhere in the country. So what is the meaning of peace? Fighting every corner of the country, people are fighting. So what is the meaning of peace now here? There's no peace. It is just I can call it just a whole of just like a ceasefire. It's not because there is peace. There's no peace. So what I can say here, there's no peace in our country. It is better that let us fight on. But we cannot think of non-violent or peaceful means. Peaceful means have already failed. Because what kind of peaceful means that you may use? Our people in Juba are fearing for their life. If they go on road, they will be killed. They will be eliminated by the security forces. So what kind of non-violent do you think we can use? They cannot go on the road. They will be killed. Also, our people have been tribalized. Now, no tribe can go on the road. If Nuer can go there, then I will say they will be influenced by Salva Kiir that our government want to be removed. If Nuer go on the road, I mean, if Denga go on the road, they will say this is Denga from this region or from this area. So they have been Equatorian cannot go. So the people have been tribalized. They don't know how to fight for their right. Because normally people go on the road or go on the street normally through protests, through demonstrations. You go and claim your right. You talk on the road. You say this government is bad because of this and that. So then the international community will rally behind the people. But who can go on the road now? There are other colleagues who are talking about peaceful regime change or non-violent. I don't know, how do they do it? Will you go and remove Salva with your hand from his seat? Or are you going to punch him on his seat? Or what sort of that non-violent that you may use? Non-violent is good for these advanced countries, those who know their right, who know the right of the people. But in South Sudan, people are still rebels. Even the SPLA that came from the bush, it has not been transformed up to now. It is the mindset of the bush that is still there. I was a commander. I commanded forces. I commanded forces in 1st Infantry Division. I commanded forces in 4th Infantry Division, in 5th Infantry Division, and also I commanded forces in Juba, Commando and Military Police. It was me who established that those units. So I think for even our soldiers, our forces, security forces, they don't know the right of the citizen. If they go on road now, they will be ordered to shoot them down. So that one is good for advanced countries. For our country, the only option is resistant, is violent. Violent means that we take arm, we unseat this regime, so that our people will enjoy permanent peace once and for all.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. Basically, follow-up questions, and in these follow-up questions, Joseph Nyet will comment on it maybe after you answer it. You said it clearly, General, that non-violence cannot yield any fruits, considering the current political atmosphere in our country. But looking at the evidence, General, basically, to some of your colleagues who are opposition say that non-violence will be the only tool to unseat the current regime. The only thing possibly maybe they are fearing is the loss of life. That many victims always are our civilians in the villages across 3 regions. They are always victims in any kind of rebellion. Secondly, rebellion also will cause a lot of insecurity. I think that could possibly be the reason why they opted and said we should pursue a non-violent approach. But looking at the evidence here, there are numerous rebellions which were waged against the government since 2013 up to now, and none of them has yielded any fruits to the people of South Sudan. And the biggest movement was IO. People were hoping that IO will change the political trajectory in our country. And unfortunately, IO came in and things seem not to change in any way. Hyperinflation is heating up. People are dying on a daily basis. No any sign of change. So how will you be different from the previous rebellions which were waged against the regime? Secondly, do you think non-violent or violence approach, especially rebellion, will be the only tool and available one to uproot the government? You will answer those 2 questions, General. And James Makwerinyet, you will come in the issue of non-violence and violence. Which tool is a valuable one for all of you to uproot the government, even to bring change in the country? Thank you, General. Take over.
Thank you very much. For us, for me as a soldier, I can see resistance is a possible means to remove the regime. But for politicians and intellectuals who are fearing death, they think non-violence will remove the regime. But they don't know what kind of non-violence that they may use. Because you don't say non-violent and you don't know the means of doing it. Non-violent is good for those countries, those advanced countries. For us, there is no non-violent. For the loss of life, there is nothing for granted. There is there's no freedom without sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. Our people, I know our people died or suffered during the war of 21 years. But because they liberated, the country was liberated. But our people have not been liberated. The country only has been liberated from the oppressors, those who oppressed the South Sudanese. But our people, they saw that after liberation there would be joy and peace. But where is the joy and where is the peace? The same people, the people who provided food, who provided shelter, who provided children for the war could not go without children being provided for the war, without food. The SPLA was being fed by the people of South Sudan. The SPLA was being sheltered by the people of South Sudan. But what has the current government given to the people in return? There are no good roads up to now. There are no schools. There are no good hospitals. People are still dying in the villages. People are still drinking from the river. So what is the new now? What have they benefit in return? Except only a few people in Cuba who are just enjoying dollars, but the rest of people are dying in the villages. Okay. Now everywhere there are no hospitals, there are no good roads. People now up to now are trying to make roads. The road who are not even who have no good quality. So it is better for the people to suffer again to liberate themselves, because the country has been liberated, but they have to liberate themselves because they have no peace. So it is better that they suffer so that they enjoy peace, permanent peace for once and for all. That is what I can say about the suffering of the people. For the insecurity, you cannot even now is there security now in the country? There is no stability. The stability is not there. There is insecurity everywhere. Tribal, intercommunal violence, cattle raiding, okay, sectional fighting is everywhere. So what is the difference? Which suffering do you think that is better? So let people suffer, matter what, so that you will be happy, so that you enjoy your peace. The other issue is numerous rebellions, because you see, people just assume something that IO was very huge last time. Yeah, you see, IO could be the one really to unseat or to remove the regime, but it was tribalized. The IO was tribalized. If people are thinking about the name of Denka, do you think they are going to remove the regime, or they are going to remove the regime, or they are going to remove Denka? So there is difference somewhere. You can differentiate, my friend, because IO, if it was led properly, it would be the option to remove the regime, but it was tribalized. Those of you, Stephen Buay, who were here, people thought that why I did not join IO. I could not join IO because Riek Machar 91, we were with him. Okay, we knew that Riek Machar would come back and claim his seat. When he was told to be the vice president again, he accepted the agreement. So why he didn't fight for regime change? Riek Machar was fighting for reform, that he want to work with Salva Kiir and make reform within the system. So he was lured in. He was lured, yes, we make agreement and we make reform from within. So how can you go to the crocodile lock or crocodile hole, and then you say that you are peace with him while you are in his own hole? Do you think this peace can go? It cannot. Riek Machar could fight for a complete regime change. You could not accept to go in again and work with Salva Kiir. Okay, if at all, if you wanted peace at all, if you want people are suffering and you want to rescue people from suffering, then you could not even join the government. You could wait. You could appoint one of his people or from his party, SPLMIO, to replace him to be the vice president, and you could wait for the election. Or you could put that condition that himself and Salva could wait, should not be involved in that government, in that interim government. They should wait and wait for election for him and Salva. But because of leadership, because people are greedy of power, everybody wants to be a minister, everybody wants to be the vice president or what. Yeah, so they forgot about that people are still suffering, because even if they sign fees, suffering is continuing. So it is better people could suffer so that they enjoy permanent peace. And then also we cannot say when IO was a big rebellion and he failed, they failed, and then if there are another this rebellion of those of Stephen Buay is very small. Stephen Buay is not a political figure before; he was just a commander of the army. His rebellion may not succeed. It's not a matter of succeeding or what; it's a matter of following your objective. Okay, for us, we are there to fight for a regime change, and we will follow it even for 100 years. We don't want what is called peace, because we know what is the meaning of peace with Salva Kiir. Okay, maybe if Salva Kiir and Riek Machar steps down, yeah, we will accept peace, because we know that people of South Sudan will now choose their leader. They will be asked now, there is no Salva Kiir, there is no Riek Machar. Now people of South Sudan, you choose your own leader. But for me, I have a hope that our movement will do different, will make different, will not be like those of those other rebellions that were there before, because our movement is a unifying factor. We call for all the South Sudanese. We are not a tribal movement. We are a movement that is calling for all South Sudanese to unite, because there is no problem with Denka and Nuer, as people put it, that there is problem between. What we know from between Denka and Nuer is when people were in the cattle camp, when people were stealing cows. But are we now in a cattle camp era, or we are in a nation era? We are in a nation era now. So that one now is left for the people in the village to steal their own cows, to fight over cattle raiding or what. That will be regulated later on when there is a governance. If there is a good governance in the country, all those small issues will be over. They will go away. It is because there is no good governance in the country. There will be no this is small factions. So, but for these 2 times, President Kiir and his vice president Riek Machar, they take advantage of this tribalism between Denka and Nuer, that Riek Machar thinks that he's a leader of a Nuer, that if he can represent Nuer, and then Salva thinks he's a leader of Denka. So they take this advantage because we are bleeding. Denka and Nuer are just stupid, because if they know that why they are being led by just 2 people all along, and how many people who are there in Juba who think that they are great politicians, why they don't think of changing the country? Why these 2 people, why they are dividing us? And the country always is governed through tribes. It's not governed by one tribe or by tribalism. Is our name our identity is South Sudan. We are South Sudanese. We are one nation. There's no this tribe. There's no this tribe. So we need to eliminate this. And the South Sudan People Movement is a unifying factor for all these tribes to come and join, so that this regime change will take place, and it must take place.
Thank you, General. You say that your movement is ready and willing to follow, even if it takes you for 100 years, you are willing to follow your vision. That's great. Joseph Makwerinyat, what can you say in regard to the violence and nonviolent approach? As a chairperson of Patriotic People's Party, and also as a member of South Sudan Democratic Alliance. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Majak Makur. As you have introduced me, Thank you again, General Stephen Buay, for coming, accepting the invitation for this media. One thing is, General Stephen Buay have said everything. Have said everything. For myself, as Joseph Mokwerinyap, I have been participated in the movement in the before. I was first in 1985 involved with Twek Twek, and then again with the Katibadit. I was there as the judge of Katibadit. And the SPLM has been my mother and a father for all those years. From those years, 1985, 86, 87, until the time that those people who went to Ethiopia, the Red Army of the Ethiopia went. And then later on, I returned back. My parents took me back, and then they put me to school for at least 1 year. Then I go to Poltaka, and I joined the Judge of Poltaka. So I have been there. I know how SPLM is. The way SPLM of today is not the way of SPLM of before. Because when I was called in the United Nations to testify in 2010, I have said a lot of things. I tell them SPLM was my mother and a father, because I did not have my mother and a father. My father was in the bush somewhere in Rad, and I was in Madingbor when the shooting happened in Madin. So we were about to be killed. So I left, and then I joined and then I left I ran away from Arab, and then escorted by the SPLM. So my life has been through with SPLM. I have been with them. I'm a child of SPLM. They are my mother and a father. But there are certain group of people who have hijacked SPLM, and they created to be the very big damage to the country, to South Sudan. And as I myself, I participate in advocating for peace building. I have created numerous organizations. War Against War. I used to have an office in Washington, in Washington, D.C., and also in Nairobi, and also in Juba, dealing to the issues related to the crime against humanity and other things. But South Sudan is still in the same direction, has not changed. We thought that coming out, having a referendum was the solution, but we were wrong. It was not the solution. The solution was to be fixed before the referendum. And now, as we in Patriotic People Party, we see that the guns are being flown into South Sudan. There are so many guns that are expired. They are there. Can you tell each gun in South Sudan how many people they kill? So many people. And we die every day. But with the talks of General Stephen Buay and the way he have been motivating me, I decided to put my rank back. So, and that's the only solution. We have to stop everything once and for all. Violence is not the solution. Non-violence is the solution, but with South Sudan leadership, they have failed. There are so many organizations that have come up, tried. The Red Card movement came and tried, they have failed. They did not do anything. What else came? So many. Now the PCC. So now this is why we say that the only solution to this is for all the opposition, whether armed or unarmed, to unify together and to bring the final solution to the country, South Sudan. Because if you go there to South Sudan as a civilian or intellectual, and then you want to talk about peace, you want to try to motivate people and try to do a lot of things, they will go there and kill you. And we have lost so many young people of us. We have lost so many. We cannot count them. They disappear. So people like Buay, these are the people we wanted. We wanted to support people like Buay. We want to support the South Sudan People Movement and South Sudan Democratic Alliance, in which have a total 21 political parties that have signed the declaration of intent, in which Malung was a part of it, and then Pagan was a part of it, but they decided to withhold their signatures. I mean, Pagan did not sign, but Malung did. So later on, they decided to withhold their signatures. And now we may be coming back together. And because we see that the only solution is for all South Sudanese people who are outside, whether they have signed the peace agreement or they did not sign the peace agreement, they have to withdraw. Because what we want peace. We want to see South Sudan in which everyone will be able to exercise their freedom of right, prosperity, all those good that we were having dream. We have them in the national anthem. Are we and our constitution? Are we enjoying them? No, we are not. We are not enjoying them. So that is why we came up with a Patriotic People Party. It's for people who love South Sudan, people who want to see change, people who want to see one day when we make election, the election will be fair and consistent, and also anyone will be accountable to what they have done, because there are so many crimes that are going on in South Sudan. But who trace them? Nobody is monitoring those crimes. Nobody is monitoring them. You are nothing. Nobody monitoring. If you try to go and try to say something, you are done, and you will not be known. Nobody will tell where you are, and you are done. So that is why we need to have a new government, a government that have a brain, that understood the mind of the people, civilian and the military. We want to demilitarize South Sudan. That's number one. Demilitarize South Sudan after this government.
Thank you.
Make sure that the system is fair for the people, for the civil society, to be able to do what they have not done before. And this is what we all wanted. And that's what General Buay wanted. He did not want to stay there as a general. But now I'm going to put my rank back as a general.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
At this moment, thank you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joseph Makwernyat, for that. We are coming back to Gerald Stephen Buay. Gerald, we need you to say something in regard to the Thursday and Friday night attack which took place at Mayom County. And the attack claimed 12 lives in that county. And you actually stated it very clearly that you are responsible for the attack. Can you tell us, is that your stronghold, or you want to make Mayom as your stronghold? Thank you.
Thank you very much. For us, when we formed our movement, we have set phases. We have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is mobilization and recruitment, and then in which we have done that successfully everywhere. We have chapters abroad, and we have forces on ground. Security forces defected from the regime. They joined us, armed civilian also who want to join us also have joined us. And then we move to phase 2, which is organization and training. We are now in organization and training. We train our forces because we don't want our forces to be like forces of Riek Machar that are fighting for, when they get to civilian, they shoot anybody. Because if they join us, those who arm civilian, if they join us, we take them to our training center, we train them. We give them our rule and regulations. We tell them what we want, our vision and mission. We tell them what we want. We want to fight for a regime change. We give them political training. So we are in organization, and we organize them and train them how to fight and why we are fighting the regime. And we clean also. We delete what is called tribalism, because we have our forces are mixed forces. We have forces from Barghazal, forces from Upper Nile. Then we organize, we establish bases. We have Sector 1, Sector 2. Sector 1 is Upper Nile. Area of Rang is Sector 1 for us. We have Sector 2, area of Unity State, which is Western Upper Nile. And we have Sector 3, the Northern, Barghazal. Sector 2 is Warab. For us, Sector 2, Warab Unity State, we call it Sector 2 and Abyei together. And then Raja and Wau and Awil is Sector 3. So last week, when the regime realized that we have enough forces on ground near Mayom, because we could not be in the bush, we have to come where there are civilians to get food and other needs. So when they knew that we were there with civilians in the nearby villages, the commander of the militias, who was the commander, who was the commissioner of Mayom County at the same time, called the division commander from Bantu, joined him in Mayom. They launched coordinated attack on our locations at the area called Bong area on 21st of July. At dawn, they attacked our position. They killed one soldier, and then they dislodged our forces from that location. And then they wounded another soldier. Then all those soldiers, because we don't want to be in, our forces are not in big number in one place. We scattered ourselves in a guerrilla warfare manner. We don't want more forces to be in one place. We put some forces somewhere so that they get food. They should not appear as big forces in one place. So they regroup themselves, and then they launch an attack on Mayom on the 22nd, in which unfortunately the commissioner died when his house was hit by a rocket grenade, hit by RPG. So and then he stay in a grass house. So the house caught fire, and then he died inside the house. The commander of the division was also chased away on his own way. Mayom was captured and maintained for 3 hours until we gave orders to withdraw back to nearby villages. So that was the reason of that one. And we also carried out this mission at night, because we didn't want Mortanin civilian to be caught in crossfire. So that was the reason of, and it was a selected target. We released 200 prisoners, those who were put in prison for injustice by the commissioner. 200 prisoners. The prison was our target to release those comrades. We released them. 200, about the number is 200. And then we targeted the headquarters of the commissioner, the headquarters of military intelligence, the headquarters of the commander of the SSPDF division. So we did not touch other parts of the town, because the town is large, is big. We carried out this selected target, and we continue to do that. We know we value the life of our people. We have to make sure that we minimize unnecessary suffering of the people.
Thank you, General. In that questions, I'm still having some few follow-up questions. You said basically your target or recent attack was a retaliation of you being attacked at your location at first, on 21st, and then you retaliate, which resulted to the loss of 12 people's lives, including Honorable Commissioner of Mayom County. In that regard, General, many South Sudanese are questioning that why are you specifically targeting Commissioner and his soldiers? Do you have any personal problem with the Commissioner, or is that how you have launched your attack as the movement? Thank you.
First of all, I have no grudges. I have no grudges or personal problem with the commissioner. Commissioner was my brother. We are related. He was our target because he was the commander of these militias who attacked us. He's the overall commander of militias. There are the two commanders. He was the commander of all militias in Mayom area, and commander of 1st Division is the commander of Western Upper Nile, of UT State as a whole. So we are targeting them because they are the one attacking us. They were the one organized attack on our locations. So they are our prime target. And we have to target them because they were the one. Even now they captured all our thing that they captured. Everybody witnessed that they display all what they captured from us at the house of the commissioner. When they captured our belongings, they display them at the house of the commissioner. Because commissioner is a major general, by the way. Because some people may say he's a pure civilian. He's a major general of prison service. He was just seconded to be commissioner, and at the same time, he's the commander of those militias of Mayom area. So we targeted him as our prime target. So that is the reason of targeting him.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. Another follow-up questions. You said you target prison 2 also to release over 200 or around 200 prisoners. Can you tell us, is these prisoners, are they your soldiers, or the prisoners are civilians, or they are part of South Sudan People Defense Forces? Thank you.
The prisoners are not my soldiers, but because they have grudges or because they have been subjected to injustice by the regime, so we will make use of them to be our supporters. When we release them, we ask them either they join us or they go their own homes. We only took 80, but the rest went to their own villages. But 80 accepted to go with us. They are now with us now.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. So basically, you target prisoners, you release them, and then you question them. Whoever is willing to join you should join you, and whoever is not willing has to go back to his village.
Exactly.
And then 80 of them join your movement. All right. Basically, General, now you have launched war against the government, and you know the repercussions, and you know the challenges of waging rebellion against a full government. Where does your support come from? I remember rebellion is not an easy thing to be waged against the sitting government. And the support comprises a lot of things: the military support, the financial support, even the manpower support. in connection with what you said, that you divided yourself or your movement into three sections. Section 1, which is based in Upper Nile region. Sector 2, which joined part of Unity State, Warab, and Abyei. And then Sector 3, which is based in Western Barkazal, which is Wow, and Raja. Where do you get support from? Financial support, military support, and even manpower support. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We get none of all this. None of all this. We don't get any support from anywhere. We start from zero, and we will use whatever available from what we will get from the government. We have not yet get any support from anywhere, whether externally or internally. But we will make use of the equipment that the government has, because we were the insiders. We were those soldiers. There are those who brought for us ammunition. We know, but to tell you the truth, we don't have any external support. Like when we fought in Mayom in 2022, do you know how many ammunition that we got, or how many equipment? So that one, tomorrow we will attack another location in which we will get also more, until we get any external support from anybody that may help us or may support us. Financially, we don't have any, we have nothing. We have nothing militarily, but we are surviving. We will survive. We know how to survive. There's no problem about that.
Thank you, Gerald. Yeah, before you mentioned some of your soldiers stationed themselves around villages in order to earn some living and make a living, maybe. Can you tell us, General, how will you draw a line? And you said in your previous interview, that your target is the government. You have nothing to do with civilians. And remember, civilians are always the victims. How do you draw the line here between civilians and the government? And remember, the recent attack of Mayom, 2 civilians, a woman and a girl, were wounded. Even the attack was at midnight, and still these 2 civilians were wounded. How will these civilians be free from abuse from your army? Sexual harassment, looting, and even killing, and child abduction or child soldiers. Kindly, can you tell us exactly how did you draw a line here between the civilians and the government? And how will you actually balance to target what you want? Thank you, Gerald.
For us, our presence in the villages doesn't mean that we are mingling with civilians. We are not mingling with civilians, but we are making use of those forests around there. We are in those forests. When we get food, we come to them. They even provide. They give us for free, because they know we are the sons and daughters of that area. We can even go to our homes and get what we get. We feed ourselves. Like me, people can go to my work and take my cow and eat. So that one, there's no problem. And we don't need to sleep with them. We don't stay in one place with civilians. We are expecting that if they attack us, they may harm civilians. We stay away from civilians. About the government side, of course, you cannot rule out any casualty. But what I say here, what we say here, we said we have to minimize. If I say minimize, mean that I don't rule out that no single civilian to be hurt. No, because nowadays our soldiers are with their children in the barracks. Okay, are with their children in the barracks. Even if you attack a barrack, there are civilians. Still, civilians are there. But we have to minimize. We don't say that we rule out. We have to minimize. When we know that there are civilians, you have to make warning first so that they run away. Then you do what you want to do. Yeah. What we avoid too much is the center where the center where there are a lot of civilians that we. But for these barracks of soldiers, as PDF soldiers, they are living with their family. So, and also I want also to warn them also that they keep away their families from the barracks, because there will be no way unless we minimize. When you see a civilian coming across you, you should not hit, you should not shoot that civilian. That is a minimization that I say that we minimize, but we will not rule out that single civilian may not be armed during any battle or any clash with the government, because the government also like to be among the government also forces. They don't want also to be their barracks. They put their barracks together with civilians. Like Mayom, if you know Mayom, is density. Mayom is full of civilians. But what we did is we did it professionally, because somebody could not expect that people should not die in Mayom in big number. But what we did, because of training that I told you before, that we have to train first our soldiers so that they know between combatant and non-combatant. Because if you don't know non-combatant, if you don't separate combatant from non-combatant, then you are not a soldier. A soldier must know his target. We cannot just shoot hourly on the town. No, we cannot do that. And as a commander of the commanding forces before, I know when I was fighting in Upper Nile, why did the UN put me in the sanction list? Because I know I know the rule of engagement. I know how to fight the enemy. When I captured Wadakona, when I attacked SPLA-IO in Wadakona, they knew that even if there are people now on the line here who can watch this interview, they know what I did in Wadakona. We captured cattle camps, we captured civilians with their children. What I told, my order was that, because I was the one leading the command, I released them. I released all those civilians, together with all the cattle. Even no single cow was killed by my forces. But if it was not, because I don't know how to do all these cows, they would be. We could confiscate them. We would commodate them. We should take them. We would have taken them all. Okay. So there's no fear about how to separate civilian from. That is why we said we should not be in a hurry. We have to train our forces first before we go to phase 3. Because I did not tell you before, we have phase 3. Phase 3 is to challenge and confront the regime. But before we reach phase 3, we will attack and provoke it to action. So we have to do something, because they may think that we have no forces, we don't want to fight. No, it is because we are not ready. That is why we don't fight now. It is because we are not ready. If I say we are not ready, we have not completely finished training, because what we, like now, last time when we were in the SPLA, people were trained in Bonga, you were trained that we are fighting for liberation of the country. And then from there, you send to fight, to attack towns. The same thing, that is what we are doing. We are now training, we are organizing and training them to fight, how to fight the regime. Okay, after we finish training, we finish phase 2, then now we move to phase 3, which is now to challenge and confront the regime. But we were provoked into action. Even in the Upper Nile, we have forces, but we didn't attack. But in this, we retaliate at the same place where we attack those who attack us. So we have to attack them also. If they don't attack us, we may not attack them.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. You said and you repeated it several times that your work is to train your soldiers before you launch an attack. And you said here recently that the reason to why you attack is simply because as a result of retaliation after you were attacked at first by the South Sudan People Defense Forces who are in Mayom County. Can you brief us, General, where are these training centers where you normally train your soldiers? Are they within South Sudan, or there is one of the neighboring states or one of the neighboring countries that has actually host your soldiers to carry out the training in? Thank you.
Basically, we don't have permanent training centers because we are guerrilla. If a guerrilla is someone who is mobile, and we have a mobile training wherever we station, we make training. Because you can train anywhere in the river, provided that you give the message to the people, they understand. So our training is mobile. We don't have permanent training centers, and we don't also train in foreign countries. We are training inside the country, mobile training. We conduct mobile training. Wherever we station, even at night we train ourselves. Daytime we train ourselves. So we don't have permanent training centers.
Thank you. You said if you were not attacked by the soldiers, the government soldiers, you wouldn't have managed to attack them back.
Exactly.
Are you telling us, Gerald, that now you have already revenge or retaliate? Are you going to continue attacking South Sudan People Defense Forces, or you will wait until you will complete your plan? Because you said before you were not ready, but you were forced to attack. Are you going to continue with attack, or you will retreat back so that you can organize yourself before you attack further? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We are now reviewing our plan, because our plan was to finish all the phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. But now with this interference of the regime that they prematurely they attack us before we finish, we have to review our plan, whether we have a change in plan, or we will continue as before, or we'll have to change our plan. We'll depend now on our high command.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the second last question, Gerald. What are your allies politically and militarily? Are you in collusion with other rebels within the country, or it is you only, South Sudan People Movement or South Sudan People Army?
We have an alliance that we formed last year, or this year, early this year, called South Sudan Democratic Alliance, in which those form along were Pagana Mong were there, but they pull out somewhere in the middle, because I could not blame them, because they were engaging the government in Rome. They could not be with us in the alliance, and at the same time they cannot be negotiating. So they have a right to pull out, to pursue their negotiation with the government. So we remain as a South Sudan Democratic Alliance, but we have not launched it officially yet. We are putting together our document. We are putting our document in order, so that this one come out to the people of South Sudan, and it is open to anybody, any armed or political group may join also the ISDA, so that because no need of, we cannot, this regime needs our collective effort, so that we join and we fight in all front, in all fronts, to remove the regime. So this ally is not completed yet, but we are working on it to be official, and also others also are joining, so that it will be a big one. It will be an umbrella of all the South Sudanese who are outside. In fact, we need all of us to come under one umbrella, because all of us we are having one common objective: to remove the regime. But people say, how do we remove it? Whether by non-violence or by violence. But you see, there's no problem. If you think non-violence is working and can remove the regime, you can go ahead. And if you use also resistant means or violent means, also is working. And either of them, one of them that may remove the regime is welcome, because it is like a goat. When you are skinning a goat, you can start from his legs, but finally, eventually, you remove the skin. Whether you start from behind or from the legs or from the head, your intention is to remove the skin of that goat or that cow. So either you remove the regime through non-violent is welcome. You remove it through violent is welcome. Either of them. What after all, what we need our people to be freed, to be liberated, because our people have been tribalized. Our people have been subjected to, like now there is an economic problem in the country. People, they don't join economic life in our country. So we are in the alliance, and also I can also urge the rest to come to join. So the leadership problem is the one dividing us, because people, everybody has his objective or aim to remove the regime. But the problem of coming together is another problem, because everybody wants to leave. Okay, now if we don't understand ourselves, if we don't come together here in the bush, what happens when we go inside there? Everybody also, we will fight among ourselves, because we are not able to come together. This is people, they ignore this one. This issue of leadership, they just ignore it as a simple issue, but it is the thing that makes itself remain in power up to now, because everybody want to be a leader. They don't accept that. Let us come together. We choose one person to lead so that we remove the regime.
Thank you, Gerald. Can you tell us, are you in allies together with Thomas Cirillo? And if not, do you have a plan of approaching him?
I talked to Tommy. If General Tom is on the line now, can see me, I talk to him. Because when I joined Malong, when I joined General Paul Malong last time, I talked to Paul Malong, I talked to Pagan, I talked to Oyai, I talked to Thomas. My message was that let us come together under one command. If it is issue of leadership, we know when we were inside who is the first, who is the second. Yeah, I approached them last time, but I could not get a positive response. But I'm also ready to read them also out, so that we come together.
Thank you. General, you said earlier during your previous interview that your target or your move now, after you review your purpose or your work, is the oil field. Are you still sticking to that plan, or you will first back down so that you can organize yourself further?
Yeah, I told you before, I said before that we are going to review our plan. Our plan was that we have to complete our phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And then we can challenge or confront the regime. But we are interrupted in the middle somewhere before finishing everything. So we are going to review. We have a leadership meeting, maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow, to review our plan, whether we make a new plan or we continue, we ignore everything. What happened? We continue with our plan uninterrupted, or we because what I said in our statement, in the statement that I said. So when we go on, it is the government that will have losses, because now to shut down the oil field is very simple. You just go and just shut down the power plant. It is not like you are shutting a shop and then you open it tomorrow. When you shut down the oil field, you mean that you attack the power plant, and then the function will stop functioning. Even if you bring it back tomorrow or next tomorrow, it will take time. It will take at least 3 months, 6 months to fix it, because it is not like you're opening a shop and you close a shop and you open it tomorrow. So that one is before it was not in our plan, because we said that let us just continue, because to sustain the war also need preparation. But if they need, we can do anything that anything available as a guerrilla tactic. You can just make ambushes. You can just do what and what. We have all this in our mind. You can now why Bintimu and Mayom road is functioning. It's because of us. We make it to work. If otherwise we can shut it down. We can make ambushes, and people will fear. Economy will stop, and also we go and shut down the power plant and Unity oil field. We go to follow, shut it down, just like that. We can sabotage it, and everything will be put to on hold. So we are going to review our plan whether to continue this one. That one was my statement, but now we are going to meet as a leader, as a leadership council, because my statement is different from leadership council, because I did not sit with them to issue this statement. But we are going to meet so that but when we plan, when we come out to continue for operation, we will not issue without that we are going to attack this and attack this. It will be in our secret, and we will just surprise anyone. But when we continue for our normal routine as before, as phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then we continue, no problem.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. Yeah, many South Sudanese are asking the reason to why you form South Sudan People Movement or People Army. Is it because you are not contented with how the nation is moving, or is it because of what happened to you in 2018? You were arrested and your rank were revoked. Is it because of that, or do you have another different motive?
You see, I don't know how I can answer it, but I can let me answer it this way. When I was humiliated and victimized in 2016, 2018, you may follow social media. I was arrested in 2016 because basically when 2013 erupted, 2013 crisis erupted, I was in Upper Nile commanding. I was the deputy commander of 1st Infantry Division as a CDF 1st Infantry Division. But in process, when fighting continued, my commander was transferred to Juba, and then I remained in command as commander until when I was transferred again from Rang, which is the 1st Infantry Division headquarters, to Bantiu, 4th Infantry Division, to command that division, because I got differences with commissioner. The commissioner was targeting Shuluk and Nuer in Rang town on tribal tribal line. Then I said that this war is not, it should not be, don't kill civilians because they are Nuer or Denka. But I'm here as commander of division. I'm a Nuer. Why did you do that? So I got differed with the commissioner. That was the reason I was transferred to 4th Infantry Division. When I was there, I found thousands of citizens of Western Upper Nile, citizens of Bantu, were in the POC. They were being targeted by those militia commanders who were commanding that division, because that division was commanded by General Taib Galwab, who came from the north, was not part of the SPLA. Then when I worked very hard so that these civilians should come out, I interacted. I worked with those UN people to release these people out from the POC, because there was no need for them to be inside the POC, because that area was Bantu is purely a Nuer area. If people fear Juba because of Denka, or fear in Bor because of Denka, but what about Bantu? So that one became the problem with me, with the governor, because it was mentioning that Tut Galwag and the governor, they came from the north 2013. They got themselves in those positions, the governor. So they from the top, from Juba up to the up to Payam level, they are the one occupying those who came from Sudan. What about those who were in the Buay fighting? Like me, I was the commander of Western Upper Nile of Unity State from 2003 up to 2005, fighting. Okay, so when I got into clashes with them, they accused me. They said this man is wanted. This man is collaborating with those of IO, because I said this, because those civilians who went inside, most of them were supporters of the SPLM-IO. So when I said let them come out, it was as if I was supporting SPLM-IO. So then they accused me. I was called to Juba. I was arrested. I remained in jail for 8 months, complete 8 months. Yeah. When I was released from the jail, because there was nothing, no evidence that showed that I wanted to join the rebellion, I was released from the jail. And then I was temporarily assigned in the Ministry of Defense as Director General of Procurement. When General Late Ajonga came as appointed as Chief of Defense Forces, he asked me to go back to Bantu again in the second time to command that division, in which I accepted it because after all, I wanted to serve. I was redeployed again in the second time in 4th Infantry Division. My arrival there was not well with them, was not well with Governor. Governor ran after me again until they forced Ajonga to transfer me from 4th Infantry Division to 5th Infantry Division in Wow. When I was in Wow, I got military intelligence and other security organs. They were victimizing, they were humiliating civilians. So I went in, also rescued that situation, which resulted to my transfer also during General Jogria time. When I was transferred, I said, okay, let me go home and sort out some issues, including sacrificing some traditional sacrifice at my father's grave. So when I was there at home, the presidential advisor and the militia commander in that area, for the governor, so they conspired against me. This is the great chance to eliminate him. And then we said that you wanted to join the rebellion. They attacked me, and then they killed 2 soldiers from me, 3 soldiers wounded. They handcuffed me. Everybody saw on social media. My hand was handcuffed like a criminal. Was taken to Juba, was thrown in jail to be rotten there. But thank God that some people who know the law interfered, said that let him be taken to court. When I was taken to court, nothing. There was no evidence that indicate that I wanted to rebel. But because of pressure and a lot of money and the court was politically motivated, a lot of money were used to get rid of me, so that I should be sentenced to 20 years in jail for treason charges. But they failed because nothing was found. They found me not guilty. But what they did, they said, okay, now let us just remove his rank and dismiss from the army. Something which is not there in the army. A general could not just be demoted to a private. It's not there in the army. What the government should do, if general is not good, general should be retired with his rank. I should be retired with my rank. Yeah, I should be, because if you are a general, it is a life title. To be a general, even if you said I'm what, still I'm a general, because I did something I made in my whole life. Okay, so what they did, I went home, stayed in my house for 3 years. I was happy. I changed even my mind about what everything. I didn't even think about what is going on in the country. Okay, I was just in my house. doing other things. Okay, but what they did after that, they didn't even want me to be alive, even in my own house. Yeah, they continue after me. They wanted to get rid of me, to assassinate me. And then, because when I was there, hoping that the peace of Riek Machar and Salva Kiir would hold, would do something that may change the country, that may change life of the people of South Sudan. Because what is there in the agreement, if it is really implemented, is good for everybody. It's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for a common citizen. But nothing is going on. Yeah, with all this, I sort of going out. I fled the country. I joined Malone until I full out from Malone. So even if I fled the country, or I joined a rebellion because of my life, so I said, let me fight for my right and also for the right of the others, because because everything is for a reason. You can do something. I can even liberate people of South Sudan through that. I was humiliated, or I was victimized. It should be also a source. It should be also a cause of liberating people. Yeah. So that is what I can answer your question.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald, for that liberation. Before I move to my last questions of our interview, I will give it back to Isaac Tiang. He has one question from audience to pose it, and then we'll wrap it up with my last questions, and then our interview will come to an end. Isaac?
All right, thank you so much, Majok, and also thank you so much, General Stephen Buay, for your sympathy to share your story and your visions with the people of South Sudan who are yearning to know what are the objectives. I got one of the questions here from your colleague called Victor Makur. Is he is from he's a diplomat in South Africa. He said that Comrade General Stephen Buay, this is Victor Makur from South Africa. Remembering in 2009, you assured me that you will never rebelling against South Sudanese when you visited me at place when we came for medical checkup, even if you individuals attempts to mistreat you. What is happening with you or your promise? So this is our two questions that he's asking. Is really shocked when he see you that you have formed rebellions, and that's the message he sent me, and he asked me to give it to you. What is your answer to that?
Thank you very much, Comrade Isaac Tiang. In fact, I met Comrade Victor. I actually talked to Makur. I talked to him. But you see, Comrade Victor Makur, I can say I really kept my promise, because I stayed for 3 years at home. 3 years at home is really great. It's a lot. Because if I just wanted to be, if I just think about all what happened to me, I could just come out from jail and just go direct to the bush. But imagine 3 years at home, 3 years at home. Even you, human being, you cannot do it. Even yourself, you cannot do it. 3 years at home, and still people following you at home. They want to kill you. I had no security. I was a general. Okay, my enemies are around, and I was alone at home. I was a general, and how secure Juba is. You know how insecure Juba is. Okay, how can you manage that one? I stayed at home for 3 years at home, and I felt secure. People want to assassinate me. My car ambushed 3 times. I even reported to Akolkor. I wrote to Akolkor. I wrote to the office of the president. They knew that my letters are there in their offices. So what do you think? I'm a human being. What do you think? Am I a god that I can just say, okay, let me just kill me. I have to think. So 3 years are enough. I have kept my promise, Comrade Victor. I kept my promise. I stay at home for 3 years. If it is a lie for me, you ask those of Akolkor that I report. I went to him and Thomas Dosgood. I talked to him. I explained to him all what is happening. But all this, I said, okay, I gave peace a chance. I said, okay, let me just maintain my position as peaceful person. But up to when? While there are other people now at free, they are free to do whatever they want to do, and there are some people they are being tied that don't do this. Even Jesus himself cannot do that. So that is what I want to tell you, Comrade Victor. It is not because I broke my promise. I kept my promise for 3 years. Even you yourself, you cannot do it while you are under threat, under insecurity.
All right. Thank you so much, General, for answering his question. And also, is still after you is asking that now, based in your explanation, it seems you have no grudges with the president, Salva Kiir Mayardit. What was happening? It turned out sectionalisms and sub-tribes problems. That's what he add in. I'm sorry to bring all these things up. Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
You see, let me tell Comrade Victor. You see, President Salva has a hand in this issue, because you know that I'm a general. If I'm demoted, like now when the GCM, the General Court Martial, was going on, all the court documents were not taken to the president. I'm a general. I'm his general of his army. Okay. Even a command soldier, if a command soldier is dismissed from the army, it is the commander-in-chief that can sign the dismissal of this document. When I was demoted and dismissed from the army, the commander-in-chief of the army, President Salva Kiir, did not even sign that paper. Okay. Why did he not sign that document? Was it because he liked it or he didn't like it? Was it because he was not capable of doing that? His capacity as a commander-in-chief, he should be the one now to sign my dismissal document to be read on the SSBC for the people of South Sudan to know that this general has been dismissed from the army, demoted and dismissed because of this and this and this. Nothing like that happened during my dismissal. It was just done, at Bill Farm, was just done by Jogriak and Turkau at Bill Farm, without even president even saying a single word about my dismissal. Is it a country now, or is it just a cattle camp? What we are in now, is it a country? A country, a general can be dismissed by anybody somewhere without approval on confirmation from the president. Even it's a shame by itself. It's a shame by itself for the president that his general is dismissed without even his knowledge. Now, what kind of country like this now? Now, so I can say my president Salva Kiir was weak. President Salva Kiir is really weak, because if he's not weak, how can his powers can be used by somebody else that can use his power? Okay, so Salva Kiir was just favoring those of Turkey for the reason that he know very well, for the reason that known to himself. Why he did that? Why he didn't even talk about that? When I was in Mayom, I talked to him. But Salva Kiir, if President Kiir on the line now, seeing me watching my interview, Salva Kiir himself was the one who told me, you go to your village. Because when I arrived in Mayom, I was called by those Jogriak, that is even people are saying that you are going to join the rebellion. I said, no, I cannot join the rebellion. Okay, these are just accusations. Then he called me. I talked with him, the president himself, on the phone of General Akolkor. He told me, now, where are you? I told him I'm in Mayom and I'm heading home. I'm going to my home. He said, okay, you go. How many days? I told him 5 days. He said, okay, you go and spend 5 days. After 5 days, you go back to Wow. This is what he told me. You told me that you would talk to General Jogriak about this. It was my surprise when I was in court that that the Stephen Boy went to Billy without the knowledge of the government or what. But himself, President, I talked to him. Okay, but President Kiir pretended to be silent. He kept silent. All my case because he has a hand in it, and because he was favoring those of Turkel, he chose to be silent. Okay, all these issues that surrounded my case or everything that Comrade Victor Mapu was talking about, President Kiir has a hand in it.
All right, thank you so much, General Stephen. I will yield microphone back to General Secretary of Lake State Media to finalize this show, to give you the last question and your final remarks, and we will close this show. My joke, welcome.
Thank you, Isaac. General, our last question is about the peace. What if now the international community and the government especially call you for a peace talk? Simply because the current government is trying everything to make sure that by the year 2023, they have to go for an election. And we have seen numerous activities being carried out by the SPLM, including registration. What can you say about that?
You see, I don't know what to say really. For the fees, I said before that the fees of the SPLM-IO and the SPLM-IG did not take place up to now. Has not been implemented. I don't know what kind of fees again do they want from us, we those who are outside. What kind of fees? The same fees, like the same agreement that you just signed the document, you go in and then you stay without any implementation, or you think there will be another modality that may be, because now out of experience we know that many fees are not taking place, are not being implemented. So what kind of fees that you think may be honored by the regime, that might be the good fees that may be better than the fees that they signed with the other opposition groups that are inside now with the government. For me, I don't think that one will not work. That fee that they may be talking about it may not work. Let them finish that fees first. Let them finish that fees. We see that fees is working and is successful. Then now we will come and talk about another fees talk, and then we will take it as an example that the way that fees succeeded, maybe this fees, the second fees may succeed. About the election, for me, I support the election because election is better than extension of the agreement. Because when we extend the agreement, you extend the whole that bad government which is there now, with the five vice president, with every what all this Jordan will be extended, and they are just enjoying to be there as leaders without anything in it that can benefit the people of South Sudan. So it is better that let them go for election. Whoever rig the election, then we will deal with them. Whoever will rig the election, it's better that we deal with them. People of South Sudan will deal with them, whether through non-violent or violent, will be better, so that we will have one president in the country. We will have one vice president. It will be very easy now to deal with. Even those more vice presidents, their supporters also will join us, because they will not get what they get. They will not be vice presidents. Also, they will have also grievances. They will have some problems there during the elections. They will also come and join us, we in the bush. So, and then all of us, we confront that one president and one vice president. So that is better than extending it, because when you extend this peace agreement, you give them a new life. They will enjoy it. They will continue enjoying it. People of South Sudan are suffering. So that one I don't agree with any extension of the agreement. It's better let them go for election and let them rig it. As I know, they will rig it. They will rig it because now they don't even now graduate the forces that can go and guide the polling stations. Because polling station will be guided by the integrated forces or unified forces. It will not be guided by the polling station will not be guided by one party forces, one faction forces. So that is the plan to delay the graduation of the until now we remain with 2 months. I mean 7 months or what? Because now agreement supposed to end. The election supposed to take place in December and January, because before the end of interim period, which is February 2023. So that is what I can say about that question.
Yeah, thank you, General. Basically, you have said if they go for elections, you have no issue. And we have seen most of South Sudanese that President Kiir announced it several times that they are ready for elections at the end of interim period. And now your movement is attacking their forces. How do you expect them to go for an election now? Then do you think that they will be like, we need everyone to be on board? There we go up with the election, or we go on with the election rather.
The problem is not us. The problem is not SPMA. The problem is with them. We themselves. We problem with the government, with the regime, because now there are things that need to be done before the election. We have people outside the country. We have people in Ethiopia, people in Uganda, all around these neighboring countries. Our people are there, still there. They have not been repatriated home so that they participate in the election. They have not done that one. They have not even passed the law. The law of the election laws are not even passed. They are not even permanent peace. I mean permanent constitution. There's no permanent constitution in the country. Where is the permanent constitution? Everything every time is transitional constitution, interim constitution. There's no permanent constitution. Where is the constitution even that may make them to go for election? So that they should not even talk about us. For us here, we were forced into action. We didn't even. It wasn't in our plan to attack now, but we may attack somewhere in the future. But they attack us before we even complete our plan. Okay, so they should not be worried by our attacks. We can continue attacking, then they can continue election, no problem. If we choose to attack, we can continue, because there is nothing. Even if we wait for the election to take place, nothing good will come out from the election. So you better do what you think is good for you, instead of saying that you defend on you may not defend on the outcome of the election. Outcome of election will not determine our objectives or our aims.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. Basically, elections, as you said earlier, is the only hope many South Sudanese are hoping for. It will give them a right of one president, one deputy president or vice president, and it will reduce the number of parliamentarians, and it will also omit the issue of rebellions, and everyone will focus. Yeah, lastly, so that we close it, yeah, people were suspecting, I don't know, you need to confirm to them that your attack was triggered by the issue of dredging and the resumption of Jonglei Canal. Is that true? And if not, then what is your stand? So this topic has preoccupied the mind and the heart of South Sudanese for the last 4 months. People are still discussing it up to now. And that will be our last question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think my attack wasn't carried out because of dredging or what. But I wrote a message. There was an article that I wrote last time about the dredging. I don't support dredging. because there's a difference between clearing the river and dredging the river. If you say dredging, you dig inside the river, the floor of the I mean the bed, the river bed, you dig it, you make it deep so that to collect all waters outside, all the waters outside around, so that they will go inside the river. So that is why you increase the depth of the river. That is what is meant by dredging. Yeah, when you dig it more, more meters, 5 to 10 meters deep, mean that so that it take volume of water. It take volume of water. It collect from outside, inside the river, leaving outside without water. Okay, that is the issue of dredging. But if you clear, you just remove these weeds, this reeds or what is the things that are blocking the smooth navigation of boats, steamers. That is normal. You can do it because you remove what is available in the river so that there will be a smooth voyage or a smooth navigation of barges or boats for economic for commercial purpose. That one would be better now. But if you dredge, if you dig it deeply, mean that you need to take all the water in the swampland, in the savanna, all this water that is meant for our cattle, our goats, or another animals that are living there. So they will remain without. After some years, there will be nothing. There will be no water. You can go from Western Upper Nile to Bargadal without getting water on the road. Okay, on the way there will be no water at all. So for clearing, there's no problem. You can clear it. Let them put the term that there is something wrong about putting the terminology. There's something wrong with terminology. Is it clearing or is it dredging? Okay, if it is dredging to dig the river again, this river is a national river. National river, there's a depth for it. God knows, the God who created it know how deep that river is. But if you increase, you are tampered with it. If you tampered with it, you would tamper also with everything inside that river. So if it is dredging, let it be said clearly that it is dredging. If it is clearing, let people say it is clearing. Okay, so there is two terms there. About the canal, about the Jonglei Canal, I don't know about it. If there is something like that, I cannot talk about it because I don't know if there is plan for reconstructing Jonglei Canal or not. But our objective, our mission, or our mission that we carry out has no link with all this. There's nothing linking that one.
Yeah, thank you, General. Before we close it, I will give 2 minutes to Joseph Makwernyat to give his final remark based on the interview, and it will come to you, General. You will give your last parting shot, and then I'll give it to the chairman so that we end our interview. Joseph, 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys' invitation. And what I will let me add something about the dredging before I put up my final remark. You see, the dredging it actually comes with a lot of D's. Okay, it's not just ending with the dredging. There's dredging, there's digging, there is drought, and then there is a desert, dry. All these D come with dredging. There are a lot of D's. If you count, they can even reach 10 D. They don't start with another letter. So that's one thing you guys need to know. And then there is a death. So there is a lot of D. You can continue. So that's a part of dredging. Stop it there. I don't support that with anything that was come with all those D's. So anyway, our conversation is very, very, very productive with the General Stephen Buay, and that's why I actually chose to stand with him for quite some time now, and And for the way he's standing, he's a man of peace. He loves everyone. He does not like tribalism. And these are the people that I stand with. People who want to see South Sudan to be together. People who want to see everyone, Nuer, Dinka, Equatorial, as one people. These are the people like Buay. And that's and people forgot them. So if they come up with something, people should need to listen to them. And thank you so much. On my part, we like I say, we have an outline, and Boy already say that outline is on the way. We have issues of construction, an agreement, who is going to lead and who is going to follow, and all these things. But when we figure those things out, the outline will work very well. We are working on the website. So and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph Makwerinyet, the chairperson of Patriotic People's Party, the member of South Sudan Democratic Alliance. Yeah, thank you for accepting invitation to join our guest, General Stephen Buay, Rolnyang, and also to come and give us your perspective and your view on what is supposed to happen. Yeah, up to this juncture, allow me to invite General Stephen Buay to give his last parting shot to the people of South Sudan. And remember, the country is in a difficult situation now. Thank you, General.
Welcome. What I want to tell people of South Sudan is that let us unite ourselves, whether those who are inside or outside, because if we leave our country like that, we will have no country. The country will disintegrate into tribal groups. So it's good that let us leave alone tribalism. Let us unite collectively. Let us make collective efforts so that we fight for the regime. Because these two leaders, Riek Machar and Salva Kiir, we need them to step aside and allow people of South Sudan to choose their leader. It is good that people of South Sudan should choose the leader they want. They think that will take them forward. We cannot leave the country to disintegrate. Let us come together. Let us live. This is the chance. Let us take this advantage to unite as people of South Sudan, from Equatoria, from Upper Nile, and also from Barghazal. Another issue is this regionalism. We need to leave what is called regionalism, because what is called region, it was Nemeri that imposed on us. We didn't have this thing. We didn't have Barghazal. We didn't have Upper Nile. We didn't have people of Equatoria. So let us leave this regionalism. Let us just work with the states. Our state, if there are 2 states, 3 states, 10 states, or 30 states, it will depend on the people of South Sudan. This regionalism is what dividing us. This regionalism is what dividing us. We cannot stick on it because it was imposed on us by the enemy, by our own enemy. It was not our creation. It was not created by us that we should have Upper Nile, we should have Barghazal, we should have Equatoria as people, as separate people. We were one people. But when the regime of Nemeri thought of how to divide us and rule, he came up with this program of regionalism, of having up people of Upper Nile, people of Barghazal, or people of Equatoria. Why don't we leave this one now? We forget about this regionalism and we work with the states. When we work with the states, we will determine how many states that we want in our country, whether there are 10 states or how many states. We can even work with Western, Eastern, all this. Instead of calling with the names, Barghazal as a Denka area, Upper Nile as a Nuer area, and Equatorial region is for those of Equatorian tribes. Let us forget about this. And this is my message to you people of South Sudan. Let us forget about this regionalism. Let us start a new thing. Yeah. I prepare issue of state to be better than calling ourselves with regions. This is my message. Let us come up, let us unite ourselves. You will not change this regime with non-violence. The external powers will not come. Okay, foreign states will not come and remove President Kiir by force. Unless you yourself, people of South Sudan, when you rise up, then they will come to your help. When you become very strong, then they will come. If you are not strong, nobody will help you. You will be helped when you are strong. When you are not strong, nobody will help you. Help yourself so that you will be helped. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald, Stephen Buay. On behalf of Lake State Media, we appreciate our viewers for tuning in and listening to this interview of today. Second appreciation is to Gerald Stephen Buay alongside Joseph Makwerinyat. Thank you so much for coming up and respond to some of our few questions. It is a responsibility of every media house or every media outlet to interrogate and dig out information that South Sudanese may yearn for, to get the information that will be at the best interest of South Sudanese. That is why we thought to invite you to come and talk to South Sudan, because there were many questions hanging in their mind and in their hearts, and they had nowhere to ask them. Secondly, Lagos State Media is championing to avoid these issues of disinformation, misinformation, and propaganda on Facebook. That is why we always opted to invite the host so that we listen from the host's mouth. The first-hand information is the information that will rescue us. Propaganda will not take us anywhere. And thank you so much, General, for the invitation, for accepting our invitation. And we are looking forward for further interview with you, because South Sudanese need to know if anything happened that may endanger their lives and the agreement at hand. It is the interest of South Sudanese to listen to that voice that is interrupting their peace, as they may ought it to say it. Thank you so much. We will always be in touch with you. I will yield it back to the chairman of Lagos State Media, Isaac Tieng Paul, to close our interview. And to all our viewers, thank you so much. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless South Sudan and Africa in large. Thank you.
Thank you so much, SG Majok Makur Malak, and I would like to say thank you to General Stephen Buay for accepting our invitation in very short notice. We really appreciate your commitment and your answers to the question that we have laid forward to you. And the viewers, hundreds of the people who are now viewing this, and we get more thousands of people who will go and share it, will learn from the words that you have tell them. So thank you, and I would like to say thank you to all our followers. May God bless South Sudan. May God bless all of us, and have a good day, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are tuning in.